Hey everyone, this is Belinda for burnbright.com.au with a very useful tutorial for this time of year, or basically any time of year that you need to cover a book. Now this is for a school book, an A4 size school book, but you can use this technique for covering any particular book you may need to. The only things you're going to need, as far as I can remember, are your clear contact or any particular contact you want to have, your book, a ruler, a pair of scissors. Now it may seem strange, but a coat hanger. Now I picked the ones with the plastic coating and they've got to be sturdy. This will help with moving along the contact and it should help us not get too many bubbles. Alright, let's get on with this. First up, we want to measure how much contact we're going to need. Now I generally work with the rule of thumb of leaving 3 spaces outside of the book. As you can see, this contact has guides to sort of give you an idea of how big you want your contact to be. I'm pretty sure most types of contact will do that, so that will make life a lot easier. Now we want it 3 out and 3 above. Now I keep these off-cut bits for a bit later. I'll show you what I do with them in a while. So once you've measured out how much you need, the first thing you do is you take it and you fold it in half. Now, it's always good to have a helper on hand, whether it be the child that you're covering the book for or whether it's a poor unsuspecting housemate. It doesn't really matter, as long as they're hanging around and as long as they've got clean hands. Trying not to leave marks on it as you take the backing off. As you can see, that is now at the halfway point. Okay, try and get your contact as flat as you possibly can. Now this is the moment of truth. This is where, if you don't get it right, it will make bubbles. So this one looks like it may give a few bubbles. Okay, line your book up along the crease. Then gently as she goes, roll the book with purpose. And then we take our book. We take our ruler and we run the ruler along the book to try and remove as many bubbles as we possibly can. Now I'm using clear contact here, and my lovely daughter, who's decided to help me today, has chosen cat stickers for her book for this year. So there's a cat sticker. Now, as you can see, that's pretty much as perfect as it's going to get. There's no bubbles whatsoever in that front. Now, once you have done that, you're going to grab your scissors. Being careful opening the book up. And on a curve, trim the corners off your contact. Keep them aside, you're going to need them again in a minute. Okay, while you're at it, you also need to make a cut up near the spine of the book. Try not to cut the book, but just cut the contact up to the point of the book. And then folding these edges in, this will give the book a little bit more stability. Fold in the last bit. Try and make it as bubble free as you can for a nice finish. And then you take these edges that you cut off and put them back in the corners. and that should stop the edges from coming up again. So we've done half a book. Then we get to the bit where we need the clothes hanger. Now, this is the bit where you may need your helper. So, my helper, come here, helper. Wave to the people, helper. Now, your helper will need to be quite helpful by holding that piece. Now, with your hanger, you want to start at the edge and rub very gently. Well, not so gently, but firmly, but with purpose. And as you gently work along, they pull the backing paper away from the book. And if you do it right, again, you end up with almost no bubbles. To finish off, run a ruler over it. And then we repeat the process we had before. Time to trim off the added pieces on the edges. I suppose it's up to you how neat you want this to be, and it depends on how finicky you are. You know how all the pages always seem to come away from the cover of the book? That's what you use this offcut for. Cut it about 2 squares wide, all the way along. Then, I suppose you don't need to go the whole width of the book, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. This time I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to fold this leftover piece in half. Then you open up your book. You take the backing off. You lay it down to hold the pages in. Do that front and back. And that should hold the book together a little more. If you're really finicky, you can also do it for the centre of the book as well. And that is a covered book. And this is Belinda for bonebright.com.au, wishing you well on your book covering adventures. See you later, everyone. Bye.